Alright, guys. It is Sunday, November 6th, 2022 at 3:19 p.m. Alright, so today I'm just gonna pretty much go through the dailyversus.net and then a whole bunch of other articles. So let's go. Dailyversus.net verse of the day. It says, "You will again have compassion on us. You will tread our sins underfoot and hurl all our iniquities into the depths of the sea." Micaiah 7:19. Amen, guys. Alright, let's start with these articles. So, we have, did a huge fireball hit North Cal home? Big Bang meteor over California and two other states on November 5th could possibly have landed on a home, causing and destruction. A huge meteor fireball was seen exploding over California and two other states on November 5th, and a man says the space rock hit his home and destroyed it. Northern California officials are looking into a bright ball of light seen in the sky Friday night as a meteorite that landed and destroyed a Nevada County home. Witnesses came from all over the region, following the path of the bright ball in the sky to see where it landed, and that path may have led to Dustin Protica's home. He was inside the house with two dogs when he said something hit his home and started a fire. "I heard a big bang," he said. "I started to smell smoke. I went onto my porch and it was completely engulfed in flames." Potica lives in a quiet rural area of rolling hills where their cattle graze. He said the area is home to multi-generational cattle farmers and ranchers. He had just fed the cows and sat down on the couch listening to music when when it hit his home. He managed to save his rat terrier dog and tried to get back inside for his other family dog, but couldn't save him. The dog died in the fire. "I tried to go around the windows, but fire and smoke was dumping through and I couldn't see inside," Procida said. And here is an image of the home. It says investigation into possible meteorite landing on North Cal home. That is so sad. It says Penn Valley Fire Department Captain Josh Miller said they had a call around 7:30 p.m. for a structure fire, but because of the secluded location, knew they would have a firefight on their hands. Alright, so wide open space as this was out on a farm, cattle ranch area, not much around. His firefighters, along with the Smartville Fire Department of Cal Fire, battled the flames for several hours. It appears the bright ball of light captured on car and home videos landed in the middle of nowhere. Procida believes a meteor landed in his house. "I always watched meteor showers as a kid, but I didn't want them to be landing in my yard or through my roof," he said. Miller said he didn't see the bright ball in the sky. "Everyone I talked to said it was a flaming ball falling from the sky and landed in that general area," Miller said. Miller said witnesses arriving on the scene are looking into if a meteorite caused the fire in the rural area. "I had one individual tell me about it first and put it back in my mind, but then more people, two, three, four, started coming and talking about it." Pratisha said his wife said they will pick up the pieces and realize maybe the odds are in their favor. Alright, so that's the end of the article, but look at that. That home is pretty much just destroyed. It also caught the truck on fire. That is so sad to hear that a meteor could possibly have affected somebody in such a way. So please pray for them and their family. Alright, guys, next. Good or bad omen? The torrid fireball swarm forecast ahead of a full-blood lunar eclipse on election day next Tuesday. So, it says here, "I'll be watching the sky for the next several nights for sure. A torrid fireball swarm is forecast ahead of a full-blood lunar eclipse." Alright, guys, that's coming on Tuesday, I believe it is. Alright, next, the USPS is suspending services in Louisiana and Tennessee due to safety concerns. It says if you ever had your mail not show up on a regular delivery day or gone to the post office during normal business hours only to find it closed, you're aware the consistent mail service is not always as promised. As a federal agency, the U.S. Postal Service is responsible for ensuring everyone across the country has access to postal resources, but operations can be adjusted when it's deemed necessary to do so. That's especially true when it comes to safety, whether for postal workers or for customers. So, it says now certain U.S. residents are learning just that. It says the USPS is not only responsible for ensuring all households in the U.S. have access to mail service. According to the agency, safety is also one of its top priorities. Postal Service takes the safety of our employees as seriously as we take our commitment to delivering America's mail. The agency's senior director and occupational safety and health said on June 2022 statement. As part of the responsibility, the Postal Service will curtail operations when safety becomes a concern. In March, the agency stopped delivering to Russia amid the country's invasion of Ukraine. Then in July, the USPS suspended service as its processing distribution in St. Louis, Missouri, and closed the post office in the state due to historic flooding. In September, residents in Ohio neighborhood stopped receiving USPS deliveries after a letter carrier was attacked by a loose dog on the street. The safety of our delivery employees or the aim to provide great customer service are both paramount to who we are as an organization. Now safety concerns are at the center of a new service suspension for the agency. The USPS just suspended services in 2 states. People in 2 different states are currently dealing with new service suspensions on the USPS, according to the agency's service alerts. Few post offices in Louisiana and Tennessee are no longer open to customers right now. In the first update of October 28th, Postal Service says the operations are temporarily suspended. At the post office in Evangeline, Louisiana, customers are being directed to nearby Jennings Post Office for all operations at the moment. Customers can pick up their P.O. Box mail at the retail counter. On October 31st, the Postal Service issued another update, and this time alerting customers to service disruptions at 2 different facilities in Tennessee. According to the alert, both Chattanooga main office and the Chattanooga finance station have had their operations temporarily suspended until further notice. The USPS said that nearby Eastgate Station Post Office and Murray Lake Hill Station Post Office will serve as alternate locations. In a separate local news release issued on October 28th, the Postal Service said the suspension in Evangeline was due to safety concerns. The agency added that the alternate location in Jennings will serve customers until repairs can be made to the Evangeline Post Office, but did not explain why the facility needed repairs. We apologize for this inconvenience to our customers and hope to have the office fully functional again as soon as possible, the USPS said. The Postal Service did not explicitly call out safety concerns as the cause of the Chattanooga facility closures, but when apologizing for the inconvenience, the agency referenced its commitment to safety operations. The safety of both customers and employees is our highest priority, the USPS said in a separate Tennessee news release issued October 31st. After a fatal shooting had occurred at the Chattanooga Post Office on the night of October 30th. While the Evangeline and Chattanooga closures are 2 most recent updates, they are not the only postal facilities still closed to the public. From the beginning of October, the Postal Service has also alerted customers to the post office closure in Mosinee, Wisconsin, Grandview, Iowa, Pemberton, Ohio, Stanley, New York, Birmingham, Alabama. All these locations appear to still be temporarily shut down as no new updates have been made regarding the reopenings. Alright guys, so I'll leave you guys a link to this so you guys can check out that these offices are closing. Alright, next. Apparently, I had covered this in my previous post. I have a community tab on YouTube, and if you check my community tab, you'll see I put posts. And I don't make videos out of everything, but I do put posts a lot of information. And when Halloween was happening, apparently Elon Musk had dressed up in a satanic costume, or a costume that was, uh, you know, linked to this. It says here, Baphomet crest. Isn't it an open acknowledgement of being a Satanist? Why Elon Musk created Neuralink. It says it is also forced on all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. Revelation 13:16 through 17. So is Neuralink the chip that is going to be implanted in people's brains? This, now that Elon Musk has been wearing a costume for Halloween that depicted satanic stuff on it, it's just getting closer to uh, possibly somebody being the Antichrist. Don't know if it's true or not, but the signs are there. So pay attention to that. Just put that note in the back of your mind as a possibility. Okay, it says Starlink, Super App X, Twitter, Neuralink. All of these pieces are Mark of the Beast system, and this is just a small part of the plan. That is what this article says. I'll leave you guys a link so you guys can check that out as well. Alright, next. Let's see. We have Powerball jackpot grows to 1.9 billion after no winning ticket sold. The Powerball jackpot has grown to 1.9 billion after no winning tickets were sold on Saturday night's drawing, according to California lottery officials. The winning numbers Saturday were 28, 45, 53, 56, 69, and a Powerball of 20. The next drawing is set for Monday. If someone wins, it will be a new record for the largest lottery prize ever. The winner has the option to receive the prize as an annuity spread over 29 years, or a lump sum payment of $929.1 million, the California lottery said. Alright, so nobody won the lottery. Alright, so the next drawing should be pretty large. Alright, next, at least 9 injured in Philadelphia shooting after multiple people started firing in a crowd. At least 9 people are injured in Philadelphia, 4 critically, after multiple shooters started firing at a crowd Saturday night, according to the Philadelphia Police Department. The shooting happened around 10:45 p.m. in Philadelphia's Kennington neighborhood when multiple people got out of a vehicle and opened fire at a group of people. The shooting happened outside of a bar in northern Philadelphia neighborhood. The shooters, who police say are number 3 or 4, who police say may number 3 or 4, then fled the scene in the same car. There were at least 40 pieces of ballistic evidence on the scene. No weapons were recovered or arrests were made, according to police. The 9 victims, all adults ranging from 23 to 40 years old, were taken to an area hospital, police said. The motive is not known as of Sunday, but police say it seems like the shooter saw someone they were after and started firing, according to NBC Philadelphia. Alright, so this happened just around the time that the Philadelphia and Houston game was coming to an end. Alright, guys. Next. Tanzania precision airplane crashes into Lake Victoria. A Tanzania passenger plane has crashed into Lake Victoria as it attempted to land in the lakeside town of Bukoba, killing at least 19 people. Of the 43 people on board, there were 24 survivors, according to operator Precision Air. 2 pilots initially survived and managed to speak to local officials from the cockpit, but the Prime Minister says they may have since died. The plane crashed near the shore at the end of Bukoba Airport runway. Rescuers were able to wade through the water to bring some of those still inside the plane to safety. Abdul Nuri was at the airport waiting for the return flight to Tanzania's biggest city when he said the plane plunged into the Africa's largest lake. We were really shocked. People panicked and some started crying and shouting. He told the BBC. At the arrival gate, people panicked as well. Most of them were waiting to welcome their relatives. So please pray for the people in Tanzania and this plane crash and all the families there. Alright, guys. Next. This is from the fireball possibly hitting the home. This is another article. It says, I heard a big bang. California man believes a meteorite destroyed his home. Alright, so I'll leave you guys a link to this. I had already read the other article, but there's multiple sources for the same story. Alright, next. Russia says major dam hit by U.S. supplied HIMARS rockets. Russia has announced Sunday that a major dam in the Russian-controlled region of Kherson was damaged in a Ukrainian strike using an advanced U.S. supplied system. Today at 10, there was the hit of 6 HIMARS rockets. Air defense units showed down 5 missiles. One hit a lock of the Kakhovka Dam, which was damaged. Russian news agencies quoted local emergency authorities as saying. It says the Kakhovka hydroelectric dam in southern Ukraine has been in Russian hands since near the start of the invasion of Ukraine, considered a critical asset to the Russians given it supplies water to Crimea. This also makes it a potential target for the Ukrainian army, given President Zelensky's prior pledges to liberate Crimea. An official with the Moscow-installed administration, however, said everything is under control. The main air defense strikes were repelled. One missile hit the dam, but did not cause critical damage. Alright, guys, I'll leave you guys a link to this article as well. Alright, 5.5 million illegal aliens crossed the U.S. border since Biden took office, the report says. A total number of people who have entered the United States illegally since President Joe Biden took office has climbed to 5.5 million people, according to the Federation of American Immigration Reform. I'll leave you guys this article as well. Next, it says Americans moving to Mexico at a record pace, up to 85% since the pre-COVID era. It says Americans are moving to Mexico at the highest rate or pace since it starts first available in 2010, with requests for temporary resident status skyrocketing 85% above 2019 levels. Mexico granted 8,412 such permits over the first 3 quarters of the year, compared to 4,550 in the same period of 2019. Over the same period, Mexican grants of permanent residency are up 48%, reaching 5,418. What started off as a pandemic escape for Americans seeking affordable destinations with few COVID-19 restrictions seems to have staying power. So some Americans moving to Mexico. Alright, next. China shows off the fighter jet. China shows off its stealth fighter jet in first public ground display. Twitter is flooded with tweets showing what appears to be China's first public ground viewing of People's Liberation Army's Air Force stealth fighter jet. State-owned media China Daily reported that this is its first time the J-20s, one of the world's most advanced fighter jets, to appear in front of the public on the ground at the 14th China International Aviation and Aerospace Exhibition in Guangdong Province, Zhuhai, on Saturday afternoon. And here you have some images of the jet. Alright, guys, there's some more so you guys can see these images of these new jets that China is releasing. The J-20 was shown in public for the first time. I'll leave you guys a link to this, but apparently China's rolling out some guns. Alright, next. The US plane orbits Earth for 900 consecutive days with mysterious payloads. The U.S. Space Force Robotics X-37B space plane keeps extending its flight duration record, orbiting around the Earth for 900 days, according to Space.com. The reusable space plane, designed and built by Boeing, is flying its sixth mission, known as Orbital Test Vehicle 6, or OTV 6, which was initially launched from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida on May 17, 2020. It remains unclear when the top secret mission will end. On July 7th, Boeing Space tweeted the X-37 has set another endurance record, and it has on every mission since its first launch in 2010. Here is an image of the X-37B orbital test vehicle. It says many of the OTV-6 experiments and activities are classified, but some experimental payloads have been made public, such as the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory's photovoltaic radio frequency antenna module, a small device that converts solar power into radio frequency microwave energy. Space.com expands more on the non-classified experiments and technologies being tested. Technologies being tested on the X-37B program include advanced guidance, navigation and control, thermal protection systems, avionics, high-temperature structures and seals, conformal reusable insulation, lightweight electromagnetical flight systems, advanced propulsion systems, advanced materials, and autonomous orbital flight re-entry and landing. The X-37B is similar to the retired space shuttle, although the space plane is a fraction of the size, coming in at 29 feet and a length of 29.5 feet high. So 29 feet in length and 9.5 feet high, with a wingspan of 15 feet. Boeing boasts the X-37B as one of the world's newest and most advanced re-entry spacecraft. Excuse me, guys. It can operate anywhere from 150 to 500 miles in altitudes and de-orbit with landing capabilities. While there are rumors or theories that the X-37B might be tested for orbital weapons or could be used to capture adversary satellites, experts doubt these claims, arguing that the plane is far too small and not maneuverable enough to be used for these roles. Alright guys, so that's quite interesting. They have a secret orbital test vehicle because they don't know what is happening or what exactly are the tests on this ship. Alright, next. Ukraine Starlink terminals reportedly go dark over funding issues, CNN claims. More than 1,000 Starlink satellites internet terminals for Ukraine's military to boost communication channels on a modern battlefield went dark, reported CNN, citing two sources familiar with the outage. This report comes even though Elon Musk has pledged to continue funding Starlink operations in the war-torn country. I'll leave you guys the link to this article so you guys can check that out as well. And finally, Russia warns the world's 5 nuclear powers are on the brink of direct armed conflict. Russia's foreign ministry said it fears that the world's 5 declared nuclear powers are on the brink of a direct armed conflict, with Moscow warning of a catastrophic fallout and insisting that avoiding a clash is its top priority. The Kremlin statement issued on November 2nd accused Western powers of encouraging provocations with weapons of mass destruction and called on the West to stop or face the prospect of catastrophic consequences. So Russia warning that a conflict could erupt, a nuclear power conflict with the world's five nuclear power countries. Alright guys, I'll leave you guys a link to all those articles, but I'm ending this video because we have 24 minutes on the clock and it is getting close to that time. to end the video. Alright, guys, that's it for this video. Hit like, subscribe for more news, and God bless you guys. Stay safe out there.